Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is India and today we are going to talk about how reading is political. Hello everybody, and like I said, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to jump on and talk about how reading is political. Like, you could be a person who doesn't want to get involved in politics, doesn't want to talk about politics, who doesn't really want to be involved, who just kind of want to watch from the sideline, and that's okay. That's okay if that's how you want to be. If that's, you don't want to make waves, stir the water, create a hurricane, defend your friends, defend your rights. That's okay if that's who you want to be. Like, that's fine. But you do have to understand that reading is political. It's political in the way that just by doing something so simple, something that you enjoy, something that you like, something that you like to do, is being taken away. It's being censored. Art is being censored. All because someone has decided that they don't like what it says. Even if it has nothing to do with them. Even if it's fiction, even if it's just a world that could be eons away, worlds away, people want to ban your books. Banning books is becoming just so rampant, and it's not necessarily the government who is banning books. A lot of times it's your own community. It's your school systems. It's your libraries who have decided, you know what? I don't want people to have this access to this book, to this knowledge, because it has some sort of knowledge or information they don't want you to know. They only want you to know or have the information that they want you to know, that they want to indoctrinate in you, instead of you having the option or the ability to learn about things yourself. And if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what can. I mean, censorship is crazy. Now, I think a lot of people sometimes think that when people say, oh, you're censoring me, blah, blah, just because I said this. No. A lot of times when people say that, it's because they've said something truly hurtful, racial, discriminatory, and it's like, no, we're telling you that that was inappropriate and mean, and you're ignorant. You're ignorant because you don't have the knowledge. You don't have the aspect because they've taken it from you. They've only told you one side. They've only told you one story. And so that is what they want to do. They want to keep you down. That's why they didn't want black people to be able to read. Let's be honest. Okay? They didn't want black people to be able to read and to be educated, so that way they would not know the oppression that was upon them. And so instead, now we can read. We can read. We can share knowledge. We can see the lies that are being told about our own heritage, our own history, and how you're trying to erase parts of history. Where you're trying to ban books like The Bluest Eye, The Color Purple. I had another one in the back of my mind because they talk about racial aspects that you don't want other people to know. I know why the cage bird sings. I was like, there is a book in the back of my head that I know. And it just flipped out of my head. They want to ban those books. They want to take those works of art because they talk about racial inequities, problems, all those types of things, because they might make someone uncomfortable. And I'm sorry, life is uncomfortable for a lot of people, and for other people to understand and even empathize, they have to have the knowledge. If you only grow up in a bubble of people who think, act, and look just like you, the first time you meet someone who doesn't think, act, or look like you, it's scary and you don't believe anything that they say because it has never pertained to you. Right? Right. And so that's why, you know, in today's world, The Handmaid's Tale, which is a banned book, is not so fictional, is it? No. No, it's not. But that's a banned book because they didn't want you to read it, because they didn't want you to know that doing things to women's bodies like this is not okay. They wanted you to believe that women should be held down by men and decided about their bodies on their own, instead of just giving women the choice. Whether that's to be like, whether that's to have abortions or not have abortions, to have kids or not have kids. The whole point is allowing women to have choice on their own bodies. We give men all the choice. Why don't we give women all the choice? But they didn't want you to read about it. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that this is possibly happening in a world where this is obviously happening. It just seems far away. They don't want you to read a book like All Boys Aren't Blue, because that wants to talk about LGBTQIA+ and their lives, and how just because someone is a boy doesn't mean they necessarily identify as a blue, okay? They might be non-binary, they might be trans. They're still a person, and they deserve rights and safeties and the equalities that everybody else deserves. And it's a shame that we feel like we have to take books like this out of libraries, out of schools, so that way other children can't grow up and understand that there are other children who feel this way. I mean, in a world with so much access to knowledge and to information at the touch of our fingers, why are we trying to ban books when we can get all this information? The problem is, because we're not allowing people to read, to be themselves, that knowledge at our fingertips, people believe their opinions as facts, when their facts are really only their opinions. There's no basis behind them. It's just how they view the world, because they've never dealt with anybody else. It's because they were not given the knowledge to learn and empathize for others, with others, or to just let people be in their own space. Like, bro, just let people live. They ain't hurting you. Ain't nobody doing nothing to you. But you want somebody to do something to you so bad, instead of just letting people live their lives. That's the overall problem. There's a whole giant list of banned books. Books you probably read in school. To Kill a Mockingbird, Animal Farm, Fahrenheit 451. These books are now banned, or have been banned in certain places. Not every school has banned them. Not every school has, but a lot of schools have. 1984, The Catcher in the Rye, The Diary of Anne Frank. How are you going to ban The Diary of Anne Frank? That's like banning a biography. Like, it's because they don't want you to get the perspective of someone who's been through a tragedy. They don't want you to understand how the actions of one can lead to the devastation of another. They don't want you to see how things from 100 years ago, give or take my math, 100 years ago, can repeat themselves literally today. Kind of like the book How Baseball Saved Us, about the Japanese in internment camps during World War II. Does that ring a bell? Something about alligators? Something about alligators, maybe? Like, it killed me when I learned that The Kite Runner was a banned book in some place. I remember loving that book. It's so beautifully written and done so well. Ooh, Fever, 1793. Number the Stars. Oh my god, these are banned in some places? Wild. Wild. I knew some of these books were banned, but not all of these. Like, even, oh, my The Hate You Give is downstairs. Even some of your favorite, probably a lot of your favorite, The Hate You Give, And perks of being a wallflower for some more recent books are books that schools are banning or not allowing to be read or talked about or allowed in their libraries because of obviously talking about racism, police brutality, and LGBTQIA+ communities. Because why learn about things that are happening in other people's communities? Why be knowledgeable? Why have more knowledge in a world where knowledge is so accessible? Why? I don't know. Like, oh my god, this makes me so sad. Like, water for elephants is banned? Pourquoi? Pourquoi? In Alaska? Alaska's banning some crazy books. There are some great websites and information on these books, like Pen America, who has just written a lot, and kept a list of what people are. A lot of cohos on here, and Ends With Us, Ugly Love, and Verity, all in Alaska. Alaska don't want y'all to read nothing. Y'all can stay up there then. Stay up there. It's crazy. Crazy. Sarah J. Maas fans banned in Alaska. Crazy. All those books are downstairs too. Monday's Not Coming, great book. Also banned in Alaska. Damn, Alaska. Let's see what Florida's banning. Okay, they banned Wicked, not surprised. They're banning Empire of Storms in Florida, not surprised. Okay, obviously they're banning The Duff, The Sun and Her Flowers, like crazy work. All Boys Aren't Blue, not surprised that was banned in one of the public schools system. Burned, Water for Elephants. It's wild. Sorry, see, you can go down a rabbit hole because you know you've read some of these books. You've loved some of these books. These books are such a high part of readers who read for fun, for knowledge, for information, for escape. You know, readers who read love to read. And it pains me to think that some little girl, boy, non-binary is in a library and they're looking for a book that represents their lives, that represents what they might be going through and how people have overcome. A lot of these books also have a story of overcoming these adversities. I'm about to say adversaries, which does work, but and overcoming these things. And sometimes children need to read that. We're in such a world of online bullying and kids suicide, like, and thoughts of harming themselves. And sometimes it's only because they don't feel like they have a voice. Like, they don't feel like they can share, they can talk, they can be who they want to be because they're in a society who doesn't want them for who they are. And that hurts my heart. It hurts my heart as just a person, as a human being, as a new mom, and as a nurse who sees these kids come into an ER because for a mental health evaluation, because they've crashed out, because they don't feel heard in who they are. And that hurts my heart a lot. And so, if you are a reader, if you are a person, keep highlighting banned books. I'm going to try during August to really highlight banned books. I don't know if there's a month for this. I don't know. But I'm going to try to keep highlighting them. Which does allow me to give a little plug if you've made it this far in the video. That the Atlanta Quilt Festival, a little plug, my mother's quilt festival, she's one of the co-founders, so it's not just hers, but it's hers, is doing this year an exhibit on banned books. They have made beautiful works of art in the form of quilts that talk about and highlight a lot of banned books in the community. And they are truly fantastic works of art. So if you're traveling through Atlanta during the month of August, please come down and see it this year. This video is for August 2025 quilt show. So please come down and see it, enjoy it, talk about it. It's going to be truly spectacular. And it's beautiful. So readers, please continue to read, continue to speak up, continue to challenge, continue to be the empathetic wonders that a lot of you are. Okay? So that's all I've got to say today. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on all the social medias, and sorry. And until next time, keep turning the pages.